The historic impeachment trial of Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is underway. Hello, I'm Steve Eager.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. The proceeding is political, not criminal, but it does pose the greatest threat so far to Paxton's career. Through his attorney, Paxton entered not guilty pleas to 16 articles of impeachment. The case centers on his relationship with real estate developer Nate Paul and whether Paxton abused the powers of his office to help Paul and to cover up his own wrongdoing. Fox 4's Sean Rabb in now with more on the trial coverage. Sean.
And the House managers in opening statement said the now suspended Attorney General used the office for his own benefit and should be removed. Paxton's attorneys called the charges untrue and incorrect. And now we also know Paxton cannot be forced to testify.
Our first order of business is to address 24 pre-trial motions.
And senators serving as jurors voted no to 16 defense motions to dismiss everything from articles of impeachment to certain evidence. In this political trial where the Attorney General is accused of misusing his power, abuse of office, fraud, and accepting bribes from friend and political donor Nate Paul.
This court notes that many factors and circumstances in this proceeding lean more on criminal in nature.
One early victory for Paxton, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick deciding that many of the rules in this impeachment proceeding lean towards the rules in criminal court, including whether the accused can be forced to testify.
And the House of Managers have repeatedly compared the actions of the House of Representatives to a grand jury. As they prefer the articles of impeachment, grand juries are utilized only in criminal cases. Therefore, the motion is granted. The Attorney General cannot be compelled to testify.
We never heard from Paxton during day one of proceedings. Standing between his attorneys as Tony Busby entered not guilty pleas to each article of impeachment.
Attorney General Paxton, how do you plead?
Stand by that report and therefore plead not guilty.
Your Honor, objection.
Busby's not guilty pleas with emphasis brought an objection from House Manager's attorney Rusty Hardin.
I ask that he just be instructed to plead not guilty or guilty, whichever he chooses, but not to be making speeches to his lawyer.
Sustained.
After lunch, Ken Paxton did not return to the chamber-turned-courtroom where House Manager Andrew Murr painted Paxton as using his office and power for personal gain. Murr arguing there's much voters don't know about Paxton's alleged misconduct when they re-elected him.
Mr. Paxton has been entrusted with great power. Unfortunately, rather than rise to the occasion, he has revealed his true character. And as the overwhelming evidence will show, he is not fit to be the Attorney General for the state of Texas.
Busby, Paxton's lead attorney, told senators what was happening here was a whole lot of nothing, that Paxton did nothing wrong, and then turned his remarks pointedly to the senator jurors with a swipe at media reporting, much of it based on troves of documents published by the impeachment managers.
Have you already decided, based on what is politically expedient or what's best for you personally? Or is it even possible to get a fair hearing? Especially after this case has been tried in the press, Ken Paxton has been convicted in the press based on ignorance, innuendo, and outright lies.
Late this afternoon, the first witness took the stand, James Mateer, longtime second in command at the Attorney General's office, one of 8 who went to the FBI, but not one of the 4 whistleblowers. Through him, House managers and Attorney Rusty Hardin are starting to try and build this overly interesting relationship that Ken Paxton had in the affairs of Nate Paul. Testimony has concluded for today. Will begin tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Okay, Sean Rabb, I guess it's not like a criminal case. It is, but it's not. He doesn't have to testify, and those guys aren't jurors, the men and women in the Senate, so.
It's like a criminal case, has all the leanings of a criminal case, but won't have the criminal outcome if he is found guilty.
There's outside pressures, too, politically on all of them. All right, Sean Rabb, thanks.
All right.